Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I am back with all of the fragrances that I wore last week. So I got on a Chloe kick, and I've got 3 Chloe fragrances in here, and then I've got some other ones that I'm excited to talk about, so I'm going to jump right in. So the first one I wore, somebody had mentioned in a comment after I did the video of unboxing all of the fragrances that somebody had sent over to me. Somebody commented on that video and said that somebody told them that this Walk on Air fragrance was like their most complimented fragrance, that it lasted all day, and that it was just a really beautiful fragrance, and it really is. So I did a full wear test of it. I did wear it last week, and it's one of those fragrances that kind of has that cucumbery vibe to it. It's very fresh smelling, it's very crisp smelling, and it's got that kind of a cucumber. It really does smell like cucumber out of the bottle, but of course it's different on skin. You don't really get so much of that cucumber thing on skin. It just ends up being this really clean, fresh, light fragrance that is persistent all day, even though it doesn't like project a ton. It's not like a beast of a fragrance or anything, but it's one of those that you can smell it all day long. I did reapply it throughout, like in the middle of the day, like maybe 5 or 6 hours after I first put it on, just to kind of refresh it, but I really wouldn't have needed to. It is actually a really gorgeous fragrance. Yeah, if I came across it like in a TJ Maxx, or if I found it for a good price, you know, I would definitely recommend it. But anyways, yeah, that is the first one I wore. It's called Walk on Air. It's really, really beautiful. Okay, the second one I wore is one that I've had for a while. I finally found a bottle of, where did I find this? I think I picked this up off of one of the Canadian websites because they had it for a really good price, like $28 or something. This is an Etat Libre d'Orange fragrance, and this is called, oh my goodness, Du Ritz et des Argumes, Fils de Dieu. I think this is the one that used to be called like Filipino Houseboy. This is beautiful. This is like coconut milk and spices and lemongrass. It is a very like Thai smelling fragrance. This lasts forever on me, and it smelled so beautiful in the heat. And I'm like melting right now. Speaking of heat, holy cow. It's like hot in here right now with these lights. In the heat, this just like radiates off your skin, and you get all of the fragrances. You get the spices and the coconut milk and the lemongrass, and it's really, really beautiful, and it's all done in a way that it doesn't smell like food. Now, I know that some people, like I've read reviews on Fragrantica where some people have said that they end up smelling like a Thai curry dish. Thankfully, I didn't have that experience. It's definitely like aromatic, but I didn't smell like food at all when I wore it. It was just beautiful, and it lasted forever. Very, very gorgeous. I would highly suggest sampling this one first. It is not a safe blind buy at all, but it is gorgeous. So that is Fils de Dieu from Etat Libre d'Orange. Okay, next I wore, this is a weird one to wear in the middle of the summer, but I was just craving it and I wore it to bed one night. This is L'Artisan Parfumeur, and this is L'Eau d'Ombre Extreme. Oh my goodness, this is the most beautiful, soft, sweet, cozy amber fragrance. And I don't know, I was just craving it, so one night I wore it, and it is like the most perfect, beautiful, traditional smelling amber. It's got a little bit of extra sweetness to it though, which tells me it probably has more like vanilla in it or something, but oh my gosh, I love this. I was so happy to have found this, and this is the original formulation. I don't know if this has been reformulated or not, but I know it's been repackaged, and usually when they repackage, they reformulate. So I'm very happy that I have this in the original formulation. It is so stunning. It's one of my favorite amber fragrances in my collection, hands down. It's such a stunner. So that is L'Artisan Parfumeur L'Eau d'Ombre Extreme. I'll leave all the Chloe's for the end. The next one I wore, this is one that I was just craving it as well. I love this fragrance. This is Sugarful from Michel Germain. And oh my gosh, this smells like straight up pixie sticks or something. It's sweet, but it's got a beautiful tartness, and the tartness sticks around throughout the entire wear time. It is quite a linear fragrance. You're not going to get a lot of like change in the dry down, but it really does smell like candy pixie sticks or something. It's a beast. I can wear this to work and it'll get me through an entire 10-hour workday. It is so good. I love it. This is by far my favorite. The OG Sugarful is the best one by far. It is so good, and I love this bottle. One of my favorite bottles in my collection. I adore this fragrance. And it's funny, my liquid, the longer I have this, the more the more yellow my liquid is turning, which to me is always a good sign. Things always smell better as they age. Oh my goodness. So anyways, that is Michel Germain Sugarful. Such a stunner of a fragrance. Okay, and then down to the Chloe's. So this first Chloe that I wore is such a beautiful fragrance. And I did have a man ask me straight up, what is that perfume you're wearing? It smells so good. This is Chloe Love Story Eau Sensuelle. And like I say, I've been on a Chloe kick lately. Oh my gosh, their fragrances make me so happy. This is such a beautiful, soft, sweet floral. It's got like a slight, I don't want to say powderiness to it, like fuzziness to it. It's just a beautiful, romantic, sweet floral. And this fragrance is a beast. It's another one. I wore it to work. It got me through the entire workday, no problem. It's just such a beautiful fragrance. I love it. And like I say, I had a man ask me, what is that fragrance that you're wearing? It smells really good. I was like, It's always weird when you have to tell them, like, it's Chloe Love Story Eau Sensuelle. But anyways, so that is Chloe Love Story Eau Sensuelle. And then, because I was still on my Chloe kick, I felt like pulling out my Chloe Nomade, which I adore. This one is more floral, less sweet, more musky. This has got like a Marabelle plum note in it. And it's just got this beautiful, like, again, fuzzy, musky note to it. This one is much more sophisticated smelling. It's much more like grown-up smelling. It's just beautiful. I love this fragrance. It's very, very classy and very, very classic smelling. So that is Chloe Nomade. Again, got me through the entire workday. My Chloe fragrances are all beast fragrances. Okay, and then I saved this one for last because this is one that I love this fragrance, but I wore it again to be sure if I wanted to keep it or not, because I'll tell you in a second. But yeah, I basically wore this to try and decide if I wanted to keep this or not. This is Love Chloe, but this is the Eau de Toilette formulation, which is different from the Eau de Parfum. And I picked this one up first by mistake because I had been looking for Love Chloe, a bottle of it, for ages, and I came across this one on eBay. And I looked at it and I was like, that doesn't look right. The liquid wasn't the right color, but I was like, well, I'm just going to buy it. And so I bought it, and it does smell very, very similar to Love Chloe, like very, very similar. And that's why I don't need it, because then I found a bottle of Love Chloe and I was like, well, I don't need both of these. And then I was like, well, let me wear the Eau de Toilette just to determine if I feel like I need it in my life. And I wore it and I determined that I don't need both of them. I have the Eau de Parfum, which is what I was looking for. And this smells so, so similar to it that I don't need both. So I love this. I wore it. It made me happy all day. It lasted all day. It's a beautiful fragrance. But yeah, this one's going up on Mercari because, like I say, I just don't need I really need to pare down my collection, and I just don't need 2 of these. Just like I'm gonna put up on Mercari my new formulation of Hypnotic Poison, which is crazy, but it's like, but I have the old formulation, I have a half a bottle of it, I don't wear it very often, I don't need 2 bottles of it, and I really need to get myself into that mindset. So anyways, long story for why I wore Love Chloe Eau de Toilette. Gorgeous fragrance, smells very, very similar to the original, so, and I do love it. But anyways, guys, those are all of the fragrances that I wore last week. I do hope you enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.